Over the past year, there's been a steady increase in tensions across the Russian-Ukraine border. In this video, we are going to look at where Russian troops are currently stationed and whether Ukraine is surrounded. Ukraine is located in Eastern Europe and borders 7 nations, those being Russia, Belarus, Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, and Moldova. Ukraine has around 45 million inhabitants spread across the entirety of the territory, with the capital Kyiv having a population of around 3 million. While the population is evenly spread, the majority of the large urban centers of Ukraine lie to the east of the Dnieper River, with much of the land on the western side consisting of a much more rural population. This puts many of Ukraine's largest cities in very close proximity to Russia. It is important to note that Ukraine and Russia currently have multiple border disputes already present. In February and March of 2014, Russian forces annexed the southern peninsula of Crimea from Ukraine. Many have speculated that Russia is using the same playbook that they did for annexing Crimea, including the same time frame of February and March. Russia is also supporting two separatist movements within Ukraine's borders, both the Luhansk People's Republic and the Donetsk People's Republic. Since 2014, over 14,000 casualties have been reported in the ongoing conflict between the Ukrainian government and these Russian-backed separatist movements. Right next door in Moldovan territory along the border with Ukraine, there's Transnistria, which is another Russian-backed separatist movement. The conflict here has been much calmer over the past few years compared to Ukraine's east. So now, let's look at the position that Kyiv is currently in. In normal times, Russia already has a sizable military presence along Ukraine's borders. Shown by the red squares are military installations or troops that are normally present along the border. We can see that they surround almost the entirety of Ukraine's eastern and southern borders. If we are also looking at control, we will add in the two Russian-backed separatist movements in the east. While not a direct part of the Russian military, they are Russian-backed, and therefore Moscow gets to give the directive to troops stationed within these separatist republics. Just to remind you, these red dots indicate what Russia's military presence looks like in normal times. Over the past year, times have been far from normal, and Russia has been bringing in troops from across its vast territory to its border with Ukraine. These new red dots on the map indicate where Russia has brought in new troops or where new military installations have been set up. During these times, Russia has also been holding joint military training with its neighbor and ally, Belarus. Due to this, they have brought in more troops and have stationed them within Belarus's borders, further surrounding Ukraine. In addition, there have also been military exercises being held in the separatist regions that Russia controls surrounding Ukraine. The militaries of Transnistria, Luhansk, and Donetsk have all been mobilized. Lastly, Russia has also moved much of its naval fleet around and has brought ships stationed from very far away into the Black Sea and the Sea of Azov for further military drills. These movements of troops have put Kyiv in a difficult situation as they now find themselves surrounded by Russian or Russian-backed troops from 3 different sides: from the north, the east, and from the south. Putin has claimed that there is no reason for alarm and that he is not looking to start a conflict. The United States and NATO, which Ukraine is not a member of, have sent troops to Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, and Romania in a sign of solidarity with Ukraine. Things are constantly changing on the ground, so we will have to wait to see what the outcome of all these troop movements are. One can only hope that the leaders of the nations involved will be able to come to a diplomatic solution and stray away from conflict.